We're always chasing how to be our best selves and what we can do to add and grow and improve, right? But have you ever thought about what are the things that are holding you back? What are the distractions that are keeping you from your best self? So I've got 10 top things that keep you distracted and that you might want to rethink and remove. Number one, ironically, social media. But the main part about social media that I think is keeping you distracted is living through others. Meaning, are you watching content that you wish you had the life of? Are you watching things instead of creating the life that you want? I know I often end up watching vlogs or people's lives that I think, wow, that would be incredible to live. And instead of working on my own life, I'm daydreaming into someone else's and getting that same sort of feeling that you would get if you were living that life, if you were taking those actions. So if you do that and you accidentally live through other people, then rather than escaping, use that as inspiration. How can you learn from what you're watching in terms of what you actually want in your life? What are the things that they do? What are the ways they fill their days? What's the job that they have? And I'm not saying copy them, but I'm saying, what is it about those things that you watch, that you escape into, that you could apply to your own life easily? And what are the things and feelings that you're trying to gain by watching them? So rather than using it as a distraction, we want to use it as inspiration. Number two, ego. Ego in short, but basically you want to let go of thinking that you are above everything. Thinking that just because it hasn't happened to you yet, that it won't. Or just because you haven't done that or you think you would never do it, don't assume that you won't either. Always think about, how can I ensure I am on the right path while staying humble? We want to stay humble because whenever we come into success, whenever we are our best selves or we're acting in integrity, we want to make sure that we're humble and kind, and we know that we will fail, we will fall, we will stumble, but will we get back up? We will get back up if we are humble, because we will think, well, I knew this was coming, and that's okay. It is only part of the journey, it's only part of being human. And a really great example of this is that something crazy like 98% of startups fail. Why? Because they think with their rose-colored glasses that they are above it all, that their idea is the best thing since sliced bread. And unfortunately, clearly, it's not. And in fact, when you start something, you really need to think about what can go wrong so that you can place those bridges there when you get to it, if you get to it. And the same happens in coaching. I always have to let my clients know that at the start, that it's okay. Some days you are going to have an off day. Some days you might fall, you might slide, you might trip, and we're going to get back up because it's part of the process. The only time you will bring yourself down for falling is if you think you're too high. Number three, something similar is thinking that you know it all. If you think you know it all, you're going to be defensive. You're also never ever going to learn. You're constantly going to think, well, what's the point in listening to what people are telling me? And there's nothing more to learn from anyone else because I already know it all. I have a really bad habit of sounding like I know it all, but trust me, I do not know everything. And that has been a lesson that I have applied in my life. And it's really important because when we meet new people, you can see it as an opportunity to connect with them, but also learn from one another. That is the most beneficial way to connect with people, and also to look for things like books and even political things and new ways of thought. I like to think like a philosopher. A philosopher thinks about things in a way that is curious. Same with a photographer. You are seeing the world with curious eyes, with fresh eyes, and you have an openness to know that you don't know it all and that there might be something different than what you thought originally or what you knew originally. Again, a good scientist is always someone that challenges what already exists. Number 4, isolating yourself too much. It's really easy for us to say in this world, especially where we are a very independent culture, and I see it all over, the single life, living on your own. I'm finding my peace, I'm protecting my peace. Amazing. Totally. I get it. I have lived and I live that, and absolutely, you should have your boundaries. However, it can go to a bit of an extreme, which I see a lot online nowadays, is we're all sort of isolating and protecting ourselves. And I'm not sure what's gone on there, because life is also to be lived, to take risks. And we do need to be around people to feel more alive, more connected, and we need to feel love. We need to feel connection. And if you don't know, for example, when we're younger, when we're babies, it is integral that we have physical contact to develop as full, healthy beings. And if you haven't, it's okay. But physical contact is so, so important. So it's all about connecting with others through voice, touch, and presence. Because what good is it? How many films have we seen? What good is it being successful, being your best self, but all alone? Even if it means you have just a few people in your life, few quality people in your life that you give effort and love and time to, that is enough. You don't need to be surrounded by a billion people or be famous. We all know that that isn't the path to happiness or your best self either. But do think about, am I maybe taking it a little bit too far? Number 5, something similar, but on the other side, is being surrounded by the wrong people. Often we can also try and fit in and change ourselves and try and be liked and accepted in certain groups. And the moment you start to try to be liked, try to fit into a specific group, you know that you're in the wrong one. You know that you're surrounded by the wrong people. Whether everyone in the group is doing it or just you. Either way, it's not right, and you need to find people that support you, that see your strengths, and that vocalize it. They vocalize their love and they vocalize their acceptance and kindness, but also the right people will be honest with you, whether they think you're with the right person or they think, when you ask, like, do you think this looks good? You want them to tell you the truth. I always think it's a sign of a good person if they're willing to just tell you, hey, you got something in your tooth. Number 6 is not fueling your body enough or with the right thing. If you're not fueling yourself, if you're not eating enough, or you're not just eating a load of junk and there's no color in terms of whole foods, there's no fiber, and you're not educating yourself on it, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Because how are you supposed to run on nothing? How are you supposed to glow? How are you supposed to live on something that is not made for your body? For example, if you put the wrong fuel in the car, do you expect it to run effectively and at its best? No. So why do you do the same to yourself? So if you want to be your best self, a perfect place to start is to educate yourself on nutrition and to eat whole foods. I'm not saying be 100% perfect. I'm just saying maybe start to think about, am I eating enough? Am I eating regular meals? And have I got enough vegetables, fruits, fiber in my diet? Number 7, consuming lots and lots of self-help, such as this video, without taking any action. If you feel called out, you might want to leave now, but hear me out. It is really great to seek out self-help, to learn and do all of your educational activities. However, if you are just reading and then not applying, then there's no point. For example, The Atomic Habits is a really, really popular book. I work in a bookshop, and there's also a workbook to that same book. Does the workbook get sold? No. Does the actual book get sold? Yes. That tells me enough that most people do not take action on the things that they read. Most people do not want to do the work that is required to grow, to actually have the wisdom of understanding. There's understanding it through reading, and then there's wisdom and understanding through action. So let it be the second one. Number 8, very similar, is thinking too much. Thinking about the idea, thinking about doing it, coming up with more and more ideas. Let's just pause there. Let's just take one idea and take action on it and move forwards. That's all you got to do. For example, with these videos, I have loads of ideas and I can start second guessing myself and asking myself, is that the right idea? Is that good enough? Is it the one that I should do today? It's not now or never. This is only the beginning. Take action on the first idea, and that first idea will only be the stepping stone to the next one and the next one and the next one. So don't put too much pressure on it. Don't think, do. And it's the same with workout or work or booking a holiday. It doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes you need to stop thinking, you need to stop ruminating, and you need to take action. Because without the action, for example, when I was doing a master's in photography, my lecturer was like, why are you stuck? And I was like, yeah, I'm just stuck. I just don't know what to do. And she said, have you taken any pictures? And I hadn't. And she said, well, you're not much of a photographer if you're not taking any photos. You must take photos when you're stuck. When you're stuck, take action. Don't think. Any action is better than none. Number 9 is not asking for help from other people. I am a sucker for being independent, but that can also bite you in the foot. That can hold you back from being your best self, because there are so many incredible people out there. It kind of gets connected again to thinking you know it all. If you think you know it all, you're never going to ask for help. You're going to be stubborn. If you have too much ego as well and you think you're above it all, then you think you're better than everyone else and that no one else could possibly help you. But in fact, when you need help, when you require it, and you know someone else has that skill set way more than you, or they have more years under their belt, ask for help. Drop the ego. You do not know it all. And ask for help. Number 10 is copying other people. This connects me back to number 1, which is similar to the social media points. It is really not good for you to be copying others word for word, their style, their everything, and expecting it to work for you. What looks good on them is not going to look good on you. What skills they have are not the same skills you have. The strengths and weaknesses they have and you have are totally different. Even if you have similarities, I want you to get to know yourself better rather than spending time getting to know them. You don't even know them. You can be inspired and you can take elements. For example, whether it's a makeup routine and you really like the way they do the skin, the eyes, or whatever it is, but you take an element, not the whole face. That's a great way to explain it for you. And I want you to really get to know yourself in terms of your own style, your jobs, your hobbies. And the truth is, we often try and copy because it feels like it's a faster route to finding ourselves. It's a faster route to loving ourselves and accepting ourselves. But actually, it takes time and it's a lifelong journey to get to know ourselves, to experiment, to be creative. It should be fun. It's not prescriptional and it is totally unique to you. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so grateful for you guys who are here and our ever-growing community. I upload every Sunday, so please do like and subscribe so I can continue to make videos like this and connect with more people like you. Bye.